So we will draw a quick illustration of a cookie. It will be gingerbread cookie with a star inside filled with some jam, and it will be a holy berry. So as usually I start drawing a quick sketch in pastel pencil. Usually this pencil color is lighter than the surface, the color of the paper itself, or it should be darker for you just to see what you've drawn, because otherwise it will be impossible for you to follow. So that's the first thing I did. Going forward, I think I will make this illustration like a postcard or whatsoever. So it will be, I think, mainly two objects here. That will be holly and it will be a cookie. So I'm starting with some basic colors. I haven't prepared them at once, so I will be searching in my pastel box, like together with you online, and I will start with the brownish color of the cookie. So usually how I work in soft pastels, I try to find the main color of the object and then come to the form of it, filling it with the light, with the shadow part, and then coming back to details like a last step. So for those who are joining, good day, good evening, I don't know where you are from, so welcome. Today we are drawing a quick, really quick, I hope, illustration. It will be a Christmas mood and devoted to our challenge Let It Draw, that now I'm holding together with Unison. And okay, I would like those borders of the cookie to be kind of roundish, for it to look maybe more atmospheric, more interesting, not just round, but with some ornament behind. Reference I shared in my stories today, just a few, I think, minutes or maybe 20 minutes ago. So in case you would like to see from where I'm drawing, so I just combined this part, this holly, from just my memory, and then I used that cookie from the reference we have. You can find in my stories. Okay, so I will fill it with a basic color, so it's like a sand, dark sand color. This one, I guess, is from Sennelier, because it has specific texture. So guys, in case you feel that I am keeping silence, don't hesitate to ask questions. I am reviewing your questions meanwhile in the notebook that is near to me right now. Hi, can I just say your page is such an inspiration. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all your comments, guys. And by the way, you are a great inspiration to myself. So thanks a lot for your love. I really appreciate those. Okay, so just shading a little bit. Why so? Because I would like it to be the main color of the cookie. Now I need something darker than that sand color that I used. Okay, where I can find it? It will be here, so maybe even not so dark. I will use, I think, a pencil for this case. So I have this Kohinoor Gioconda soft pastel pencil of dark brown color. I will use it right now just to speed up the process. Usually I can use both. I can use pastel sticks for that, but now I will use a candy. Not a candy, but a pastel pencil. Sorry. I'm dreaming of candies already. Okay. It's just a second layer of the candy, so because between those two parts there is a gem, it will be a star that we will draw. And by the way, in comparison with the reference itself, we will try to make this object more yummy, because on the difference between drawings that I do usually and those photos that I take for inspiration or whatsoever, is that photos do not look as yummy as their illustrations that I try to draw usually, because I am not a supporter of copying photos. I think you should bring something to them yourself, so it should be like an art process. You should analyze if you are drawing from a photo, yeah? So better to draw live for sure, but if you are drawing from a photo, I'm not a supporter of just copying. Okay, we have now a general main color of the cookie, and now I would like to fill the star with gem. For that, firstly, I will use, I think, very dark magenta color. Not very dark, but dark one. And then, based on that color, we will add and make this gem even more glossy, I think. Not as simple as it is on the reference that I shared with you today. Okay, and while I am holding this color, I think I will, I will use another one. I have dark red color for those holy berries, and what I'm doing, I'm just filling each berry with that color and then shade, fill it and then shade, and that's the usual process how I work. I already have some color combinations in my repository, so for those who haven't worked with soft pastel and who haven't analyzed their palette yet, I do really recommend to firstly try those colors and how they behave and how they mix with other colors on a separate piece of paper, for you to know actually how they behave and what mix colors you will get at the end. Because even sometimes when you are using, you think, a very close shades of the same color, it might give absolutely different mixes with other colors. Okay, so what I did, I filled those two objects with the main colors. And now about leaves. Leaves will be, I think, with such, I will use two colors. I will use this cool green color and dark green color, so two, just for the base. Okay, I will start with dark green, and this illustration can be afterwards used for a postcard. If you are knowing Photoshop, you can easily add text to it, but not only in Photoshop, that can be done for sure. Okay, so I'm filling now, and also adding here this dark green color. I think this one is, by the way, from Unison. Okay, now let me switch to this one, and we will work. Now we are just filling the basic colors, so do not look at the picture right now because it is very raw now. It will be more realistic, more yummy at the end, I guarantee. And now I do not worrying about the thing that maybe I'm shading too much and overcome borders that I drew in a soft pastel pencil. So I will restore that with the help of background. I'm in the shape of those leaves, and with the help of pastel pencils. Or also you can use a shape edge of your pastel stick. So for example, this pastel stick doesn't have any shape edges, but for example, which one? Just for you to see, this one has. So those edges can replace soft pastel pencils easily. Okay, so I just filled those leaves with the color. Now they look very raw. What I can do next, and maybe by the way this color was too much, so maybe I will use more olive color because I can overcover. I think just in the center I will add some more natural color here. Yeah, so it looks nice. Now what I would like to do, I would like to indicate the border of those berries. With the help of pastel pencil, I am just indicating borders. And maybe now it looks like a little bit cut out from the whole story, but it won't be. And by the way, if you are drawing in soft pastels, my advice to you is to periodically wash your hands or have wet towels near you, because from shading with your hands, some colors can mix and make some dirty colors at the end. Okay. So it will be like this, and then I'm taking a lighter shade of pink, and a little bit shading, yeah, like connecting it with the previous layer. Should be roundish, not squarish. Okay. Let it be so like now. Good. So now we are restoring back to the cookie. What I would like to do with the cookie, I would like to add some texture to it. So let me, and again, I'm improvising now. I wasn't drawing those cookies before, so I don't have a ready color palette that I would like to use. So just adding some texture, and the surface of the paper, I'm slightly touching actually the surface of paper with that pastel stick that I'm now holding, and surface of the paper, as it's abrasive sanded paper, it helps me a lot to do so. Good. Next, that part that I covered with the lighter part should be actually darker, because it's a width of their cookie, and then that part we will do even darker afterwards, the second half of the cookie. Okay, what I would like to do next, so next comes, okay, we will return, I think, no, I see this color, I think it works good for me now, so I will add widths here. It will be lighter a little bit than the main body, where else, and I'm, you know, in parallel a little bit consulting with that reference that I shared with you all. Good. And now maybe, and by the way, afterwards we will add some sugar powder to the cookie, and I will show you how I do that, like a last step for today's live stream that we're we have. Okay. And today we are drawing actually a very simple illustration, so nothing difficult in here. Usually I'm drawing in a full silence. And even sometimes, you know, if I would be drawing like I'm usually doing, you will be reviewing only my head. So yeah. Okay. Let me just quickly. Just in case you have any questions about the challenge, any questions in what I'm doing right now, don't hesitate to ask those in the chatter now, because I'm reviewing it periodically. Okay. Something like this. Let's return back to the gem inside. What I would like to do with the gem, I would like it to make it more yummy. Where is my dark red color that I used previously? I don't see it, unfortunately, right now. No, it's not here. Okay, I will use another one. I'm just adding it as a second layer on the one I put previously, and I'm shading it with the previous layer. And even I will deepen this those shadows inside with the help of very dark violet, or this is even very dark wine color. And I am shading those. That layer that I am adding. Now it looks very dark inside. It will be lighter afterwards. After I add some lighter colors, but for now it looks not so bad. And let's agree that this gem inside will be a little bit glossy. So we will add more yummy colors inside. So I'm improvising right now. And we will add more light parts here afterwards. Okay, it looks already much better, I think. So now let's add maybe even more darker colors to the berries that we have for this holly. I will use the same dark wine color. This one is from Terry Ludwig set. This is a Pastels brand from United States. I have, to be honest, only dark set of those, because those are very expensive ones. And by the way, I like Unison much more. I mean, the texture of the softness of the pastel sticks Okay. And you will see, you know, at the end how berries will step out. I really like that process of adding lighter parts on them. You will see how it will work. Yeah, so now I think we have enough dark colors in those berries, and now it's time for some fun. That's the funnest, you know, part when I'm drawing berries. I use this Unison red color. It's very bright one, you can see. And what I'm doing, I'm just adding somewhere that color and am shading it with the previous layer, so mixing it. Now second berry. Okay, and then let's each berry somewhere, so where we have lighter parts on those berries. Good. And I think I will add this color, or maybe another one. Okay, I see a question. So in Challenge 2020, both beginners and professional artists are there, so obviously their work will be more accurate than beginners. How do they judge? They, you mean myself. Let me explain. That's a good question, by the way. Let me explain quickly such a thing. So among my audience, there are mainly non-professional artists. So professional artists, I really doubt they will need this Unison set. That's first thing. I really doubt they will participate because they are holding their own contests at the moment. So please do not think that there will be a lot of professionals. That's one thing. Another thing, I mentioned at the very beginning that how well we judge. We will judge not only by the professional, not how to say, even not by the professionalism of the painter, but the atmosphere that you captured. And today I shared one work that I really liked, and by the way, I will be sharing more because today I didn't have enough time to share all the works in my stories, yeah, with you. But I really liked a work from artist from Portugal who drew a cake, very yummy one, but that's a traditional food of their country. That's a Christmas food, and the atmosphere, and please check, by the way, that painting, I do recommend you. The atmosphere was captured really, you know, really cool. And professional artists, what do you mean, you know, by professional artists? Professional artists, if you mean that will be a hyper-realistic drawing, that won't, you know, impress myself, at least, because I mentioned that I'm drawing like, you know, sometimes not hyper-realistic, but close to that. So atmosphere of the work will be taken into account, its uniqueness, its connection with the Christmas, so still Christmas mood somehow should be captured there, or you can share why you've chosen this particular food in the comments, in the, you know, description to your post where you are sharing that. So that also can be done, because I am checking all their participants' posts. I am how to say, reading what you are writing in there. So if you can, you know, somehow in a creative way explain why you drew this or that topic, it will be also cool. Plus, for sure, I will, you know, have a closer look at those accounts where I see that that's a beginner artist. That can be seen, by the way, and that also will be taken into account when I judge, for example, other works. If I see that you really, made a progress, you really drew this painting, a person really drew this painting for this particular contest, it will be also a great advantage to you all, because I do see that sometimes people are combining, for example, 2 or several challenges, etc., etc. So that also, it will be a subjective impression for sure, but I do assure you that I will take a look at everybody, and don't hesitate to share more than one work if you have time to do so. So please spend time on your work, make it unique, yeah. And also I encourage you not to copy some photos. What now I'm doing, I'm not copying some photos, but I'm combining, objects from different ones, and sometimes I'm even, exploring some, because that is not a copy of anything, it just came from my mind. So that's up to you, and I really hope that I will be a good judge. But for sure there will be some people who will be disappointed. Yeah, please do not be, because there will be more challenges, more opportunities, and the main task of this particular challenge is to feel the feed and to feel the Christmas mood, and share this atmosphere with others, and share the uniqueness of your Christmas associations. So that's the main point of this challenge. And there will be more. It won't be the last one. Okay, now I think I will return to those leaves. What I will do, I need dark color. Each leaf has its own width. Okay. Actually, the food represents a very important time of the year. Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, because I do know that among my subscribers there are people who were, because my first association with Christmas, if you ask myself, being living in Moscow, that's for sure snow. We have usually, at least we are hoping usually to have a lot of snow in Moscow for Christmas holidays. So that's for sure my first impression, yeah, and my first association with Christmas. So, and Christmas mood comes with snow here, mainly. But I do know that a lot of my subscribers are from countries where there is no snow, actually. So I think food is what unites us in maybe those Christmas mood associations, and which that topic can be covered by almost everyone, I think. I really believe that. And if someone do not celebrate Christmas, they celebrate perhaps New Year also. Food associations with New Year also work. Okay, so now I will add some light blue into those leaves, because if you check leaves of holly, you will see, and I have now dirty hands already. They have such a color in those leaves, and you see that I'm just adding it as a second layer to, not the second but already maybe third, but okay, one more layer to the previous one, and I'm shading those to add actually a little bit of this color into those leaves. The same thing I will repeat for the second leaf. Okay, let it be so. Next, somewhere I had this very light blue color of a pencil. I should sharpen it sometime, but okay, I have no time right now, so I will just return to the berries and we'll do a small trick here. Usually, if you have a look at the berries that are really glossy, you might see such a thing that its border has more lighter, you know, colors than its whole body. So like this. And now I'm returning to the gem. I wanted to choose some color for their filling inside. Maybe I use the same color I used for berries. I think it should work well. And I think it's working well. And by working well, I mean then that the color that it gives in the mix with the previous layer is really nice. Okay, so now we have covered that one, and now I'm jumping back to the leaves. Okay. And now I don't have a goal to draw a botanic illustration, but I would like just to capture, so for everybody to understand what berry I drew. No, not this color. And you see now my pencils unfortunately are not sharpened enough. So I'm just, it shouldn't be like this, it should be sharpened, but for the sake of time, I won't be sharpening those now, because I really didn't know which pencils I will need. Okay, what I will do right now, I will return back to the cookie, but for that I will need, I think, pencil. This dark sepia, or it can be it can be dark brown pencil. And now I need one more. Will be okay. This light pencil will work, I think. Just small details I'm adding here. I will try to record this session so you can, in case you would like to draw with me afterwards. So I hope you will be able to do so if Instagram allows me. Okay. Hope you are not tired so far. That's a long process. And now how I am adding those sugar things so you can hear. But also what can be done. I don't have a knife right now, but maybe I have something sharpened. Maybe like a sharpener. So you see what I'm doing. Yes, and now what I need is a tracing paper. Just a small trick, just M covering. Yeah, and that's it. It will be sugar part, so we don't need it here. And we don't need it, by the way, on the berry. So just I'm shading those. Okay. So that's it. And already I think Christmas mood is already there. I really hope. Yeah, that's the trick I wanted to share with you. You can also do that with the help of this pencil knife. It will be easier, yeah. But as I use this sanding abrasive paper that tool that I'm using to shape my pencils. Yeah, that's it. And now there will be one more, not trick, but very, enjoyable moment. Sometimes I think I'm drawing only because of that moment. Just a second. I will restore some lighter parts on the berries with the help of very light blue color. Yeah, so now here. And by the way, I'm sharing much more tricks on my Patreon page during those lessons where I explain each step. So in case you would like to join, please do so. In my link in bio, you can find the link to those lessons. Okay, just. Okay, I promised you a nice moment. So what I am doing right now, firstly, I would like to restore even more that color, that red one, for it to be even brighter, because we shaded it with the previous layer, but I would like it to be like a natural color here. So here we are, so we are almost ready. Good, so next, firstly, I take a very light blue color, and what I do, usually those berries have 2 points of lightning parts, so here, for example, and here. But now I have very dirty hands, so I really hope it will work. I don't have a towel to wash them right now, but I really do hope. Okay, that's first part. Then we will add here one more light part. For example, this. And we will add here and here, for example here. And that's not yet even white color. That's still a very light blue. Hope you haven't fallen asleep right now. Okay. Because, you know, today I was drawing almost 3 hours, I think, even before I started this live stream. I was working on the Christmas painting. It will be a larger one than in comparison with what I usually do. I will share it with you. If you'd like to see it, you know, somewhere at the end, I can share it, but I will definitely share it afterwards, after it's completed. Okay, so, and I will add one more interesting part at the very end, because white color I use only at the end. So what I'm doing right now, my usual thing, it's my signature. I use a light background, and I think I will use it today as well. However, I can see that even on this, you know, paper, color of paper, this painting already looks good. But I think I will use this light color. So just a quick request. I will return just in a few seconds. I will wash my hands because those are really dirty right now. I cannot work with light colors, otherwise it will be a mess. Just please wait for myself for a few seconds and I will return. Hope you're still here. I returned, so my hands are finally clean. And now I'm ready to use this background. Okay, so let me start quickly. And by the way, it's just my preference to use such a background because it's kind of my signature. I really like it. Okay, I start to I would like to hold that form of the cookie, but anyway I will restore it afterwards. And now I can show you how I usually do that, how I'm restoring. Usually I use pastel pencil for that. It's broken. Okay, let me use this one. And now even darker a little bit. Okay, and then I continue with, because I really do believe that even on the background that I will add, it will look even brighter and more yummy. In case I'm eating with the background color some objects, I will restore them afterwards. There is no problem for pastels. Pastel can, you can use several layers, and that's the, you know, one of the greatest moments when you're working with this material. So at least you shouldn't be as organized as in, you know, watercolor, when you don't have actually any opportunity for a mistake. Here you have, I would say, plenty of opportunities for a mistake. Better not to do them, but there are some creative ways for working on it afterwards. Okay. And by the way, that's the hardest part of the whole story, adding that background, because you need to be very accurate. Plus, I'm working with a pastel stick, not with a pastel pencil, and I need to be very accurate. So that's the most boring part of the story for you, I guess. And by the way, we will add some shadows under this cookie afterwards. I will show you how I do that and what usually colors I use. And by the way, this illustration also represents my personal, maybe sometimes food association with Christmas. Those are tangerines, but I drew already enough of those in my profile. But also those cookies and these holly berries. Also, I associate with the Christmas time that is coming right now. For our European friends, it will come on the December 25th. For myself, it will come in January the 7th, because in Russia we have Orthodox Christmas, so it's later. Hope you do not see my hat, otherwise please let me know. Because usually I'm drawing with my nose, and that's not a joke. That's completely true. Whenever I drew some details or I need to be accurate, my nose is almost on the painting. Okay, I will restore that leaf and its shape afterwards. What I need to do right now, I want already to finish with this background color. Luckily, and thank you for allowing me for a couple of seconds to wash my hands, I have a clear hand now. Because otherwise it will be a disaster. If I have that color, that creepy color on my hands. So in pastels, that's a disaster, because you are shading. A lot of pastel artists, by the way, do not use their fingers to shade, but some other tools, or have those gloves, etc. But I cannot draw in gloves. I need to feel the texture. I need to feel pastels. I'm, you know, almost drawing with my hands, so I'm building the shape, and I really enjoy that process. Without that, I think I won't be drawing in pastels. And now I would add even such, just for it to look like unfinished a little bit. So okay, we are almost there. And now we will restore somewhere those. And by the way, you see that somewhere I even use the color of the paper. It helps me, and I've chosen it on purpose. Okay, So we are finished, I hope, with the color of the background. And now let me quickly restore some shapes that where I was not as accurate as I needed to be, but it will be really quick. Okay, here and also on this part. And I really hope that you are enjoying the topic that I've chosen today. Hope you are learning something new meanwhile. I need even lighter color here. Maybe I will use even the edge of the pastel stick. And by the way, I think for you it will be better as well. So not only pastel pencils can be used, but also the edge of the pastel stick. It's harder, but it's doable, because sometimes people are asking me, if I don't have pastel pencils, how can I draw in pastels? You know, for a long time I myself didn't have any pastel pencil sets or even pastel pencils, and I was using just the edge of the stick. And for that purpose, unison color works very good. And also Rembrandt, because Rembrandt is a hard type of pastels, but unison is very, you know, dry, has very dry pigments, and those edges are perfect for these purposes. I do see a question. In almost every painting we use some much white. How to get more white pastels without buying whole set again? But guys, you can buy pastels in sticks. That's what I'm doing. I'm not buying pastel sets because I don't need those. Yes, for the first time I bought several pastel sets to have a wider color palette, but afterwards I continued buying only in units, and what I do recommend to you as well. So for example, even from Unison you can order in not in sets but in units from other stores, etc, etc. You can also buy in units. So in case you need white color, you can buy several units of white color pastels. No borders here. Okay, so just I'm adding maybe some lighter parts here for it to look better. And I think this part will be better than I draw it in dark. Okay, that's it. Now some shadows. For shadows, I usually use, where it is. Okay, but I think, yeah, replace it with this one. I usually use violish colors. Again, this one's from Unison, but again, those can be found in other yeah, shadows. Those can be found in other brands as well. So what I'm doing, closer to the object, the shadow is darker. That's the obvious thing. And as this thing is lying on their just surface, we will add, I will, you know, think that light will come somewhere from right hand side, from upstairs, so the shadow will be here, but it won't be very dark. And then I come to a lighter part. And here the color of the background also helps me because I'm shading and have beautiful color combinations already. That's part done. What else? And we will add also a shadow from the leaf. I will use this one. And shadow will resemble somewhere the form of the leaf. Now I'm shading it, but I will restore again. And maybe even restore the color of the main body of this leaf. And here we will have, we haven't added those, as we have berries here and light comes from somewhere from there, we will also have a shadow on the leaf, and I will do and add it with the help of dark color, dark green color. And by the way, sometimes, yeah, my language becomes a porridge because I'm talking too much today. So please do correct me if I use the wrong word, because sometimes I'm starting to mix shadow and shades and whatsoever also I can mix, I will. Okay, we are almost finished. What I will need, yeah, from this leaf I also will add some shadow here, but very light one, just to indicate that it is here. And maybe should I add like darker parts on the cookie? Yes, I will. As we agree that light will come from that part. For my Russian-speaking audience, спасибо вам большое. Ребят, если вы смотрите меня сейчас, сессию провожу на английском, но спасибо всем, кто присоединился и кто пишет комментарии. Yeah, returning back guys to yourself. Okay. Almost finished. What I will need now, I will need a very light green color, I think. And I will add it, at least I will try to add it here to work on the contrast. And you will see what I mean right now, because I've added the shadow under that leaf. And now I need to somehow upgrade the leaf for it to step out a little bit and be closer to us in comparison with the cookie itself. Good. And also I will add it here, just to keep the balance between those two leaves as well, so for them to have the same colors. You already understood that I can draw like endlessly. But now we are working already on the details, and details do matter. Because details that that part also plays an important role and makes your painting interesting. Because audience do like to review those details, So what you've added, where those small parts, even that sugar on the cookie, so that's what capturing audience attention. And now it will be, I think, the final part, just more color inside of the cookie. Yes, and now what I am doing, in future, please hold challenge only for beginners. I cannot promise you that. I do not want to limit anybody, but I will consider holding only for beginners. But as well, you know, it's very tricky thing, because it's hard to find a beginner. Beginners, you know, are very different, and there are some people who consider themselves as beginners, but already, you know, are drawing pretty well, and they will be very, you know, offended at myself, not considering them as beginners, but feeling as beginners. So, yeah, that's the tricky thing. I hate being the judge, but I wanted to hold this contest and challenge for you. Okay, and now final part. What I do, I use white color. I already have again dirty hands, but still I have some free fingers, and I add that white on those places where firstly I use the light blue color, but I won't use it, I won't leave it as is. I'm still a little bit very accurately shading those. Keeping silence because that's a very important moment I'm now doing. And now I will restore again the bright color. And one more little thing. Thank you for doing this competition. We have an opportunity to expose our work even if we don't win. Yeah, that's absolutely the thing. Thank you so much, dear Andrea, for this comment. I really agree with you because, you know, I don't want, guys, everybody to be offended because there will be only one winner. But I do promise that I will consider some other, you know, kind of prizes, not from Unison, but from myself, for those who participate. And that's kind of spoiler, yeah, right now I'm thinking on. But please do not take that personally. I participated in so many challenges. I never won. Can you believe me? I never won anywhere. You know, even I sent it a lot of in the past. I sent it a lot of works to different competition. Even I was not accepted. So that's not that should not stop you for sure from creating things. That should expose your own abilities. You will practice. You will share your, you know, creativity with others. You will meet people who will be inspired by you. You will form your own network. You know, that's the greatest part of it. So please participate. Please share your works. Expose your creativity and just enjoy. And in case you win, it will be a win, and we will support. I hope everybody else will support this person who wins, but it should not stop ourselves. There will be, you know, life continues, and there will be a lot of challenges, opportunities, and so on and so forth. So now, again, I told that so many times, last part, but it's actually the last part. I would like to find a pencil that is sharpened enough. It will be dark brown pencil, and for that I will need a space here. My signature, my work, my signature. So here we are, guys. I really hope that you've enjoyed this small, I would say, demo lesson. I will try to record it and save it on my IGTV. It was in the frame of the challenge that is running right now. It's called Let It Draw 2020. Please participate and share your works during this challenge. Do check the rules that we have for it. Under the hashtag there is a post, and I cannot stop drawing and adding details, sorry. I really encourage you to participate. Thanks a lot for staying with me this whole time. Thanks for all your love, support. I really appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed today's session. See you next time. Hopefully it will be not the last sessions, but one of the many. Greetings from Moscow to you as well. Really am happy to have, we have Thailand online as well. So many countries, guys. We are such a network, such a great team. I love you all. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice evening, day, or whatsoever you have. I don't know what time is it right now at your end, but I'm waiting for your works during the challenge, and see you later then. Thanks a lot. We'll save the recording right now. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.